we just recently engaged ourselves in trying to capture our members through biometric. We just started in Niger. We have started to capture our legitimate members so that we should know whom we are representing, because we'll no longer talk generally for everybody again. From now on, we'll be talking on behalf of our registered members who are card carrying members of our association. So whoever doesn't want to be a member of Miyetti, that is no problem. Those who wanted to be are registered as members. But before we register, we issued a form. You have to fill the form, get the branch chairman of your local government or your RO to sign that form as grantor, declaring that he knows you of a good character, you are not a criminal. Okay, so we took all the measures to avoid registering people of questionable characters. So this is what we have started doing from the Miyetti Allah Walid.
Okay, let's kind of move away from the internal processes of the Miyetti Allah cattle breeders. Now let's look at this little controversy. I may call it little, but it's not little. What's your opinion when people compare human lives to lives of a cattle?
I'm a human being.
Okay.
I know the value of life. I am breathing, I have life. I know how precious it is. And I'm sure every living human being should know how precious life is. So life should not be compared to anything. Anything, I tell you anything. Even the entire of this Abuja should not be compared to one life of a human being. It's very precious. And I'm sure every human being knows this. Lives are precious. Because when you lose them once and for all, you never get them back. It is when you are alive, you can be able to do anything. Once you are dead, everything stops.
So the issue of comparing cattle life and human life shouldn't even arise.
Shouldn't even arise.
Now, but that,
if today,
that comparison,
hold on, if today a herdsman who is living in the forest can take 10, 20 of his cows, sell, go and pay ransom to free his child or wife, what is the value of the cow then? He would not mind to sell his entire cow to free himself if he's kidnapped. He's not killed, or he's just being kidnapped under a threat. He would not mind to sell the entire of his cows to free himself. That goes to show you they too know how valuable life is. So life is so precious. There is no how, as a civilized, sensible person, religious, if you can put it this way, there is no how you can compare one life of a single individual to whatever.
To whatever. Now, since the pastoralists are mostly in the forest, and most of the attackers that attack communities usually come from the forest, what is the association doing to ensure that the pastoralists give information to law enforcement agencies about people they sight in the forest?
Oh, well, you see, sometimes I don't want to speak on issues bordering on security in the public.
Yeah, but that's key right now.
But all I know, my association, at whatever level, are working closely with all the security outfits. Now the issue is Plateau. Go and find out from the Plateau state government. The Plateau state government has been working closely in collaboration with Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association. When the vice president went there, the leadership of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association was there to receive the vice president. They had a meeting with him. When the president was there yesterday, the leadership of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association was there. I granted an interview in People's TV yesterday. The Commissioner of Information from Plateau State was there on Skype. We discussed together. He said quite a number of things of how they are working and collaborating with Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeder Association. But this thing that came up from the zonal chairman is most unfortunate. It's sad. It's not the position of our association. We are civilized and reasonable people. We don't know how this guy managed and came out, faced the media, and talked the way he talked.
And yet
you
guys did not call for his arrest.
This is never the position of our association. We have never and will never take responsibility of such things. And I will use this medium to here at this juncture sympathize and condole with the governor, the people, and the families of the deceased of this crisis. Because these are too barbaric, we call them senseless killings. If something is done to you, you retaliate, and this guy also retaliates. Two wrongs never make a right. There has to be patience. When something is done to you, seek for, complain to somebody who will come to your aid. Seek for legal redress. Go through the most reasonable and civilized way to get back what is taken away from you. That is what we always call for, and that is what we stand for. Dialogue through peaceful means, settlement. We always try to search at the level of the association. What is happening? Where is the missing communication links between farmers and the pastoralists that are hitherto existed between them? What is happening? What is wrong today? That these pastoralists are the same guys you have been staying with for years. These are the same guys that you know, that you grew up with for years. What is today coming in that is affecting the relationship? What brought about this misunderstanding and mistrust between the farmers and the pastoralists? Look at the effort of the governor of Plateau State. Look at how much he invested within his 3 years of administration in security. He has almost succeeded. Because before this one, you find the Biromus and the Fulani youth, even in this in mineral exploitation fields, working together, exploiting minerals, working together, trading together, doing a lot of things together. Plateau was almost peaceful. But with this one today, things have been taken back. We have been taken back to where we almost started. So we have to condemn.
What would you suggest is the way forward?
We consider
if no arrests are made.
We consider this to be senseless killings. We condemn them in all ramifications by whoever. We don't like them. We are not for violence. We are a peaceful association. We don't encourage, we don't support, we don't condone violence in whatever form.
And you're listening to the sounds of
Greetings 105.7.